everyone, Joshua Hanlon here at Brick Fair, Alabama 2020, and we've got a massive layout of a Jurassic Park roller coaster here. Now, we featured this a few years ago when it was smaller, and the builder has since added a lot of fun new details and lots of cool new scenes in this overall build here. So if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll launch on in here.
All right, my name's James Burrows. I think pretty much most people probably know me by now, hopefully. I've been working to finalize the details on the roller coaster project. We are now done with it. It's 30 feet long in length. Still have a couple things that I still haven't brought out yet. I'm just working on perfecting them. I got a couple carnival rides that are going to go on the end down here. But I've added a slide system. It's just one of those little fun little elements. I seen it in another show, and I decided to build my own for it because it just works.
And I love the contrast, like the pink and black slides there.
Yeah, I saw that in a show. A gentleman had it in Milwaukee Brick World, the first Milwaukee Brick World. And when I seen it, I kind of really liked it. So I set out looking for parts. So that is a copy of someone else's work. Hopefully he doesn't get too upset with me. He's going to be like, hey, that's mine. Yep, that's yours. I give credit where credit is due. I've updated a few other things. I've updated the lighting system. We've got over 400 lights on it now. We've gone through and changed a few of the organizational things with the roller coaster, make it a little bit easier to move. Added some more stability so every time I go someplace I don't have to rebuild it. The lighting itself, we're working on updating, going to brighter lights, where the softer lights, I just want to get that brighter, a little bit brighter, so easier to see.
Especially with the lights on in the room here, it's sometimes harder to see some of that.
Yes, it definitely is. For the most part, a lot of the things did remain the same, but we've just been tweaking things, making them more reliable. Just kind of like updating the tracks in certain areas to make sure that there's not as many, hiccups or catches. The drop tower has been reworked. I've added, for the overall look of the track, I got rid of the ramp where the track went up the hill and came back down. I got rid of that. I really didn't ever like that. It was just a matter of figuring out the spacing, so I ended up building the smaller grand curves, which give it a whole brand new look to it, so it looks more fluid. And got rid of running 9 volt. I'm now running all power function. The 9 volt's a great system, just don't care to use it no more. It's getting aged, and the 9 volt motors that I do have, I want to try to save them in case I ever need them for another project. Power function's a lot more, reliable in my opinion.
You've got this big Santa Fe train running on the tracks?
You're correct. Big Santa Fe train. I did chair in Brick World Chicago in 2019 charity auction. I went ahead and bid on the instructions for the caboose. So we've given back to the community that way. The engine itself is Tony Sava's. It's his design. A few little tweaks of my own just to make it my own. Not much. The coal cars or my own design that used to be running with my 6-wide train, I just made them 8-wide. Same thing with the boxcar. The boxcar, that was also someone else's work that I got the instructions from and built it. I believe that was Brick Model Railroader. So I'm going to be working more and more into the 8-wide trains and get rid of all my other trains or rebuild them into 8-wide trains. They just look better. And if I can figure out how to make them 9-wide, I'll go ahead and make them 9-wide.
So you mentioned the drop tower earlier that John was showing there. So talk a little bit more about that part of the build down here and how that operates.
The drop tower, it's been an ongoing project trying to get that thing so I'm to the point now where I'm just about ready to have it fully automated so I don't have to stand around and run it. Currently I run it manually, and it can be a problem sometimes. It will spool backwards and it will fall down and explode. Everybody loves that part. I don't, because then I got to rebuild it. But and it just shut off. Imagine that. Just in general, just trying to make things more smooth so it doesn't have as much noise. And I keep trying to figure out ways to slow the drop down because it just flies down. The braking system has been updated, more reliable. I used to have parts of the braking system fall off, and that's been a real crowd pleaser in my opinion. I think everybody really likes that just because it's different.
And for people who maybe want to have a go at doing their own roller coaster like this, what is this track that you use here?
Okay, I'm still using the CDX track system. The CDX track system is just a lot more efficient, a lot more reliable. Basically on this, if they were interested in doing it, you can buy the Cyclone kits or other kits. They just came out with another one. It's got a loop in it. But I kind of like just parts. I like to build my own thing. I don't like building sets. And it just gives me something to do. I don't think I'm going to be adding on to the track anymore. I know that there's a gentleman over in Europe who's claiming that he's got a longer roller coaster at the time. I'm not chasing it. I mean, you can keep on beating a dead horse. I'm just not going to do it no more. It's over.
Yeah.
I'm just going to enjoy it.
For sure. And I think part of enjoying it is just all the fun scenes you have in here. So maybe point out, you've got tons of minifigures. What are some of your favorite scenes, like what we have going on in here?
I got a little bit of everything. I pay homage to I got a lot of superheroes in here, and they're all hidden throughout. Some of my favorite scenes, I got the lawn, the dino mowing the lawn. I got the cow actually looking in at the raptor pen. There's a raptor escaping. There's a raptor watching the raptor pen. That was a really fun little part. I got the sacrificial goat from the first movie. And just in general, I mean, everything, there's 17 different scenes in here now. And I try to do the interaction, so it's just people, they just light up when they, oh, that was from this movie, that was from that movie. And honestly, I know I caught a lot of flack for, that was the wrong movie when I was talking about it. So I'm not going to say what movie was things from.
That way you don't have to worry about it.
Don't have to worry about it. Just make up your own. I don't care. You get 17th movie. No, just joking. Watch tomorrow. Somebody's going to go, hey, there was a 17th movie. But I do want to watch I guess there's a cartoon series that came out with Jurassic Park, and I'm actually interested in checking that out. And if I do see something in there, I may add little bits and pieces. I still got some landscape areas to work in, like on the end, down by the water. I want to do something with that. Originally, that was going to be ocean, and I just decided, I don't want to go 36 feet. So
what are the logistics like for you when you're at a show to keep this all running? Because you've got both the train, the coaster, like the drop tower, all of that stuff. So do you have to spend a lot of time by the build just kind of maintaining it all?
I really don't need to. It's pretty much it runs by itself. I'm running an NXT system. So the NXTs, they were supposed to cross-communicate, but every time I get near the GBC, it really kind of like messes it up. So every once in a while, I'll stop one. It's just, I can walk away from it and come back an hour later, and it's still running. Just the drop tower's not running. That's going to be automated, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. Because I just want to get out and walk through the people and listen to what they're having to say, too. Because one of the biggest things were, the people aren't screaming. Well, I have that element. I added that. I have a soundtrack that I play with the people screaming. So that kind of helped out a little bit, just picking up that little bit of extra. The other thing is that some of the people say, well, the people aren't getting on and off the roller coaster. Perfect. Can you figure that out for me? Because I'd be glad to add it. So I'm always up for suggestions.
Yeah, but you have continued to add new scenes and kind of new ideas and adapt it as the years have gone on. So that's awesome. And it's great to see how far it's come here with all the coaster track and the trains and everything. So hopefully you'll continue to add more in the future. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. And one of my best things that I think I added was the Indominus crushed up one of those little rolly ball things, and I added that back there. But nobody saw that today, so maybe I'll have to move it someplace else.
There's a lot to look at, so it's easy to get lost in the park.
Oh, it takes time. I've had people I've seen come back 3 and 4 times and literally stand here 15, 20 minutes each time, and they're just like, I didn't see that last time, So that's what it's all about. It's about putting as much into it to keep the attention so that every time you see it, no matter if you see it this weekend, you see it a month from now, 2 months from now, or at another show, there's going to be something that you did not see. And that's what it was all about.
you.